to solve, to solve. Doesn't he join at dusk? Doesn't he join at dusk? These shoes are too big for me. These shoes are too big for me. We will run a marathon in 2 weeks. We will run a marathon in 2 weeks. Where will you stay? Where will you stay? Can I borrow your pen for a minute? Can I borrow your pen for a minute? Wow! Wow! I can go to school. I can go to school. They can rarely mention it. They can rarely mention it. We visited this museum on our previous city trip. We visited this museum on our previous city trip. He watched the sunset on the beach. He watched the sunset on the beach. I'd like to introduce you to my friend John. I'd like to introduce you to my friend John. Frequent salesperson. Frequent salesperson. I would like to request regular updates on this project. I would like to request regular updates on this project. We have been volunteering at the local shelter for a month. We have been volunteering at the local shelter for a month. His son is a pediatrician. His son is a pediatrician. His brother-in-law is a juror. His brother-in-law is a juror. I've been working on my computer since the morning. I've been working on my computer since the morning. Identification. Identification. I'm not curious, I'm just curious. I'm not curious, I'm just curious. He may not be afraid. He may not be afraid. Derived. Derived. The mountain is too high to climb without equipment. The mountain is too high to climb without equipment. Will it come after 5 midnight? Will it come after 5 midnight? If I were a superhero, I would save the world. If I were a superhero, I would save the world. Still, there are some uncertainties we need to resolve. Still, there are some uncertainties we need to resolve. What seems to be the problem? What seems to be the problem? He studied French for 3 years. He studied French for 3 years. Someone else will die in 13 minutes if I don't find him first. Someone else will die in 13 minutes if I don't find him first. Ready. Ready. He would report. He would report. The answer to the question is 42. The answer to the question is 42. How to season fish in tacos. How to season fish in tacos. We won't be babysitters every week. We won't be babysitters every week. You are a real artist. You are a real artist. If you eat too much, you will get sick. If you eat too much, you will get sick. The team's effort was not deemed sufficient to advance to the next round. The team's effort was not deemed sufficient to advance to the next round. Winter is the coldest season of the year. Winter is the coldest season of the year. Was your brother-in-law an ecologist? Was your brother-in-law an ecologist? He should apologize for his behavior. He should apologize for his behavior. I am a human being and I am trying to improve my life. I am a human being and I am trying to improve my life. Get out of here. Get out of here. Could he be an innkeeper? Could he be an innkeeper? Nice to finally meet you. Nice to finally meet you. The dog barks loudly. The dog barks loudly. Whoever is happy will make others happy too. Whoever is happy will make others happy too. I need a prescription filled. I need a prescription filled. I'd like to order. I'd like to order. We destroy it every day. We destroy it every day. He was rehearsing his public speaking skills in front of a mirror. He was rehearsing his public speaking skills in front of a mirror. If I were you, I'd buy this dish. If I were you, I'd buy this dish. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Aren't you hurt now? Aren't you hurt now? I bought a book. I bought a book. There are 13 chairs in the conference room. There are 13 chairs in the conference room. Sorry, I have to quit. Sorry, I have to quit. Tomorrow after class, I will play ball with my friends in the garden. Tomorrow after class, I will play ball with my friends in the garden. When he felt cold, he put on a warm jacket. When he felt cold, he put on a warm jacket. Didn't they realize? Didn't they realize? As previously stated. As previously stated. They met for coffee and talked about each other's lives. They met for coffee and talked about each other's lives. He is watching a movie. He is watching a movie. Are you lost? Are you lost? I accept your apology for what you said. I accept your apology for what you said. We were walking in the rain for a while until we found shelter. We were walking in the rain for a while until we found shelter. Shouldn't I conclude at dawn? Shouldn't I conclude at dawn? Please give me time, let me check. Please give me time, let me check. No one will miss you. No one will miss you. He had eaten too much pizza and felt full. He had eaten too much pizza and felt full. The details of the painting, where every brushstroke was visible, were impressive. The details of the painting, where every brushstroke was visible, were impressive. You cannot get points. You cannot get points. The company's director resigned following the financial scandal. The company's director resigned following the financial scandal. I have been supporting the cancer charity for 27 years. I have been supporting the cancer charity for 27 years. John is aware of this. John is aware of this. You were always getting closer. You were always getting closer. Are we not cleaners anymore? Are we not cleaners anymore? Can you lend me your pen? Can you lend me your pen? I need to buy a new toaster with more slots. I need to buy a new toaster with more slots. I tasted the new flavor of ice cream. I tasted the new flavor of ice cream. There should be no messenger at sunrise. There should be no messenger at sunrise. Do you have a bar? Do you have a bar? We met at dawn. We met at dawn. Shouldn't you always insist? Shouldn't you always insist? The problem was solved by my friend. The problem was solved by my friend. She's shopping for food. She's shopping for food. Adjustability. Adjustability. Have you tried the appetizers? Have you tried the appetizers? I couldn't sleep now. I couldn't sleep now. They were studying for the chemistry exam. They were studying for the chemistry exam. May not perform manual analysis. May not perform manual analysis. What is your favorite sport? I love football very much. What is your favorite sport? I love football very much. I see you. I see you. Although it is a long journey, the view is worth it. Although it is a long journey, the view is worth it. Flight 800 is currently boarding. Flight 800 is currently boarding. Won't you be a dermatologist sometimes? Won't you be a dermatologist sometimes? The current sprint completion rate is 90%. The current sprint completion rate is 90%. I can be a housewife. I can be a housewife. Be careful. Be careful. Wasn't it effective the night before? Wasn't it effective the night before? The teacher whose class I'm in is very strict. The teacher whose class I'm in is very strict. They told us, we decided to move. They told us, we decided to move. I understand to your worry. I understand to your worry. I don't understand. I don't understand. Thank you always. Thank you always. Don't they look at the dawn? Don't they look at the dawn? I must apologize for my mistake. I must apologize for my mistake. The electric stove is easy to clean. The electric stove is easy to clean. Let's go back. Please, John. Let's go back. Please, John. The picture evokes a feeling of nostalgia. The picture evokes a feeling of nostalgia. Once in a month. Once in a month. Rudeness. Rudeness. They will learn to play the guitar. They will learn to play the guitar. The message was responded to immediately. The message was responded to immediately. You can't always succeed. You can't always succeed. Confusion matrix. Confusion matrix. Won't you be the stewardess of the decade? Won't you be the stewardess of the decade? Just between us, can I give you some constructive feedback? Just between us, can I give you some constructive feedback? Wake up immediately when the alarm goes off. Wake up immediately when the alarm goes off. He needs to practice playing the guitar. He needs to practice playing the guitar. Consistency in the application of an instrument leads to improvement. Consistency in the application of an instrument leads to improvement. We often visit museums when we travel. We often visit museums when we travel. Didn't you diversify? Didn't you diversify? You need to finish your homework before playing. You need to finish your homework before playing. My sister was driving the car. My sister was driving the car. We only have one bedroom in our house. We only have one bedroom in our house. Can he choose? Can he choose? They were in Mexico in 2016. They were in Mexico in 2016. We would play board games on rainy days. We would play board games on rainy days. Won't they listen? Won't they listen? Can diversify after 2 weekends. Can diversify after 2 weekends. Even though it is difficult, we have to overcome it. Even though it is difficult, we have to overcome it. Did you go to school? Did you go to school? Didn't he act as a watchman every year? Didn't he act as a watchman every year? Will he come to the party tonight? Will he come to the party tonight? Where is the duty-free shop? Where is the duty-free shop? The company has a strict review process for suppliers. The company has a strict review process for suppliers. Wasn't I a harvester now? Wasn't I a harvester now? He needs to learn to play guitar. He needs to learn to play guitar. Is there a children's playroom in the restaurant? Is there a children's playroom in the restaurant? Usually does not derive. Usually does not derive. Can you and I talk after we plan? Can you and I talk after we plan? He always forgets his keys. He always forgets his keys. Can I get a rain check for this out of stock item? Can I get a rain check for this out of stock item? I spend all weekend with my sons. I spend all weekend with my sons. They cannot benefit. They cannot benefit. He lived in London during his childhood. He lived in London during his childhood. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to do my homework right now. I'm going to do my homework right now. You are an inspiration. You are an inspiration. Is his wife a messenger? Is his wife a messenger? Wasn't it evaluated on a daily basis? Wasn't it evaluated on a daily basis? Doesn't he confess? Doesn't he confess? Let's continue to push the limits of possibilities. Let's continue to push the limits of possibilities. The food was insufficient for the number of guests. The food was insufficient for the number of guests. I don't destroy every day. I don't destroy every day. They danced all night at the wedding. They danced all night at the wedding. How can you say that? How can you say that? Road map. Road map. Let's continue to lead by example. Let's continue to lead by example. He may not choose it later. He may not choose it later. He was tired because he stayed up late. He was tired because he stayed up late. They should wear protective gloves when working with chemicals. They should wear protective gloves when working with chemicals. Should they be paramedics every day? Should they be paramedics every day? Can I access the internet? Can I access the internet? They were going to cut it. They were going to cut it. Correctly. Correctly. Can it expand after a day? Can it expand after a day? She is a makeup artist and does makeup for weddings and events. She is a makeup artist and does makeup for weddings and events. Can I get a discount for bulk purchasing? Can I get a discount for bulk purchasing? The vehicle was washed by professionals. The vehicle was washed by professionals. Does your father drive? Does your father drive? My book is bigger than your book. My book is bigger than your book. I have an appointment in 2 days. I have an appointment in 2 days. Our brother is a translator. Our brother is a translator. The museum we visited last week had amazing exhibits. The museum we visited last week had amazing exhibits. I'm determined to win this time. I'm determined to win this time. The diamondback rattlesnake has the strongest venom. The diamondback rattlesnake has the strongest venom. Where do you work? Where do you work? We have to do laundry. We have to do laundry. Dependabot has not been used since 2022. Dependabot has not been used since 2022. He prefers to play basketball instead of football. He prefers to play basketball instead of football. See you later. See you later. It may develop every month. It may develop every month. Do not give up. Do not give up. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. They play board games every night. They play board games every night. We were not concentrators before a weekend. We were not concentrators before a weekend. He bought a camera so he could take better photos. He bought a camera so he could take better photos. Shouldn't there be a cardiologist at sunset? Shouldn't there be a cardiologist at sunset? I have made many new friends since moving to this city. I have made many new friends since moving to this city. Was your aunt cleaner? Was your aunt cleaner? Sounds great. Sounds great. The dress is too expensive for my budget. The dress is too expensive for my budget. I need to convert this euro into dollars. I need to convert this euro into dollars. I finished my work. I finished my work. Your mother and father were notaries. Your mother and father were notaries. Before. It didn't meet my expectations. It didn't meet my expectations. Where will you do it? Where will you do it? Should not invite every day. Should not invite every day. Was he going to make war? Was he going to make war? Grilled squid. Grilled squid. They were always able to connect. They were always able to connect. We watched a live concert. We watched a live concert. How much money do you earn monthly? How much money do you earn monthly? Normally you can't confess. Normally you can't confess. I never had a chance to apologize. I never had a chance to apologize. I have no idea. I have no idea. We need another player for this board game. We need another player for this board game. Drop by whenever you want. Drop by whenever you want. I will not kiss at noon. I will not kiss at noon. They should have listened to the customers' complaints. They should have listened to the customers' complaints. I'm looking for a room with a river view. I'm looking for a room with a river view. I'm fixing all the windows in the Parker house. I'm fixing all the windows in the Parker house. All three. All three. Is his sister a beekeeper? Is his sister a beekeeper? Are you coming? Are you coming? Is there a kids menu for picky eaters? Is there a kids menu for picky eaters? I love playing racing games. I love playing racing games. Could not emerge. Could not emerge. Then we will sort it. Then we will sort it. Your colleague is an optician. Your colleague is an optician. They went on a journey to explore different cities. They went on a journey to explore different cities. There would be no stewardesses at dawn. There would be no stewardesses at dawn. They will not teach. They will not teach. This is a huge query. This is a huge query. How many books are on the table? How many books are on the table? Usually you couldn't kill. Usually you couldn't kill. I've never tried bungee jumping. I've never tried bungee jumping. Anyone have updates to share? Anyone have updates to share? I wish we could visit the museum before it closed. I wish we could visit the museum before it closed. We usually cannot turn it off. We usually cannot turn it off. They could send it. They could send it. Can I track my order online? Can I track my order online? This is a taste of things to come. This is a taste of things to come. Our goal is to increase sales by 20%. Our goal is to increase sales by 20%. This pizza is tastier than the pizza we had last week. This pizza is tastier than the pizza we had last week. Cake cookies. Cake cookies. If I were a famous singer, I would give concerts around the world. If I were a famous singer, I would give concerts around the world. They wouldn't encourage it at night. They wouldn't encourage it at night. I agree with your thought. I agree with your thought. They will renovate their house next summer. They will renovate their house next summer. We forgive but we don't forget. We forgive but we don't forget. We can experience it immediately. We can experience it immediately. Further plans. Further plans. He will go to Europe next summer. He will go to Europe next summer. We will be ready according to plan. We will be ready according to plan. Why do you work? Why do you work? How long does it take for our food to be ready? How long does it take for our food to be ready? British cuisine. British cuisine. Whose laptop is on the table? Whose laptop is on the table? Sorry, I'm running a little late. Can you start without me? Sorry, I'm running a little late. Can you start without me? Do they work then? Do they work then? He enjoys playing basketball with his colleagues. He enjoys playing basketball with his colleagues. When are you learning now? When are you learning now? I filled out all the forms. I filled out all the forms. This is quite surprising. This is quite surprising. Were we apprentices every 2 weeks? Were we apprentices every 2 weeks? Had they finished their presentation before the meeting started? Had they finished their presentation before the meeting started? Can you elaborate on this? Can you elaborate on this? The concert was watched with admiration by everyone. The concert was watched with admiration by everyone. Teacher assistant. Teacher assistant. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. Football is the most popular sport in the world. Football is the most popular sport in the world. The amount due will be paid next month. The amount due will be paid next month. Does not benefit. Does not benefit. I have lots of ideas. I have lots of ideas. The percentage of students going to university is increasing. The percentage of students going to university is increasing. I have credit in the city. I have credit in the city. Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to camp anyway. Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to camp anyway. He failed the exam because he did not practice driving. He failed the exam because he did not practice driving. His brother is his best friend. His brother is his best friend. Let's say. Do they judge at sunset? Do they judge at sunset? They had been discussing the movie for a while before deciding to watch something else. They had been discussing the movie for a while before deciding to watch something else. They are going to school. They are going to school. I've never seen Istanbul. I've never seen Istanbul. Don't I always fit in? Don't I always fit in? If he arrives late, we will start without him. If he arrives late, we will start without him. There's a lot of stuff in my backpack. There's a lot of stuff in my backpack. I think Tommy already mentioned the problems. I think Tommy already mentioned the problems. The induction cooktop heats up quickly and is energy efficient. The induction cooktop heats up quickly and is energy efficient. He took care of his sick mother for months before she passed away. He took care of his sick mother for months before she passed away. She had her dress dry cleaned at the dry cleaners. She had her dress dry cleaned at the dry cleaners. Respect. Respect. Won't you get better every day? Won't you get better every day? Their brother-in-law was a member of parliament. Their brother-in-law was a member of parliament. Piece of paper. Piece of paper. The restaurant is too crowded to find a seat. The restaurant is too crowded to find a seat. He looks happy in the photos. He looks happy in the photos. He died when I was 8 years old. He died when I was 8 years old. How gripping. How gripping. I used to be afraid of spiders, but I'm not afraid anymore. I used to be afraid of spiders, but I'm not afraid anymore. I bought a new coffee machine for the kitchen. I bought a new coffee machine for the kitchen. Don't drive when you're tired. Don't drive when you're tired. Your niece was a nurse. Your niece was a nurse. He can work as a chef for 2 weeks. He can work as a chef for 2 weeks. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. There's a whole new world beyond the horizon to explore. There's a whole new world beyond the horizon to explore. How long do you think? How long do you think?